Imagine a life where anger no longer controls you. A life where the things that used to set you off, like that rude driver who cuts you off or the frustrating delays that ruin your plans, barely make a ripple in your calm, steady mind. It might sound too good to be true, but by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to turn that vision into reality. We're going to dive deep into ancient wisdom that has stood the test of time, Stoicism, a philosophy that has helped people stay calm in the face of chaos for centuries. This isn't just about understanding what anger is, it's about mastering your response to it. Today, you'll learn how to transform those fiery moments into opportunities for growth, how to stay calm even when the world around you is anything but. And stick around until the end because I'm going to share a bonus tip that could completely change the way you deal with anger, ensuring that it never controls your life again. Let's get started on this journey to inner peace. 1. The everyday battle with anger. Think about the last time something really upset you. Maybe you were rushing to an appointment, only to be stuck in traffic, watching the clock tick away. Or perhaps you were dealing with someone who just wouldn't cooperate, no matter how hard you tried. These moments happen to all of us, and they often lead to anger and frustration. But what if there was a way to handle these situations without getting angry? What if you could stay calm no matter what life throws at you? This might sound impossible, but it's not. It all comes down to how you choose to react to the challenges in your day. Every day is full of little tests. Maybe it's someone cutting you off in traffic, a colleague who just won't stop talking, or something as simple as your coffee spilling right before a big meeting. These things can easily ruin your mood if you let them. But here's the thing. Anger doesn't solve anything. It just makes you feel worse and can even cause more problems down the line. This is where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can help. Stoicism teaches that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. By learning to manage our reactions, especially in frustrating situations, we can turn those moments into opportunities for growth and self-improvement. As we go through this journey together, remember this: life is always going to throw challenges your way. But by learning how to respond differently, you can take control and stop letting anger rule your life. By the end of this video, you'll have simple, practical tools to help you stay calm and handle anything that comes your way. 2. Understanding anger and the Stoic response. Anger is something we all experience. It's a natural reaction when things don't go our way or when someone treats us unfairly. But while anger is a normal emotion, it can quickly become a problem if we let it take control. It can lead to saying or doing things we later regret, and it rarely makes the situation better. But what if you could change how you respond to anger? This is where the wisdom of Stoicism comes in. Stoicism teaches us that we don't have to be at the mercy of our emotions. Instead, we can learn to control them, especially when it comes to anger. Imagine the last time someone really made you angry. Maybe a friend let you down or a stranger was rude to you. Your first instinct might have been to react immediately, to lash out or hold on to that anger. But what if instead of reacting right away, you took a moment to pause and think? The Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius believed that our emotions don't come from the events themselves, but from how we interpret those events. In other words, it's not what happens to us that makes us angry, but how we think about what happens. This idea is powerful because it means that by changing the way we think, we can change the way we feel. So the next time you feel anger rising, ask yourself, what am I thinking about this situation that's making me angry? Is there another way to look at it? By simply questioning your thoughts, you can start to change your reaction. Instead of letting anger take over, you can choose to stay calm and think things through. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pretending you're not upset. It's about understanding that you have a choice in how you respond. By practicing this kind of thinking, you can begin to take control of your anger, turning what could be a negative experience into something positive. 3. The power of control and letting go. One of the most important lessons in Stoicism is understanding what we can control and what we can't. This idea might seem simple, but it's incredibly powerful when it comes to managing anger. Think about it. So much of our frustration comes from situations that are out of our control. Maybe it's bad weather ruining your plans, a coworker not doing their part, or a delayed train making you late. These are all things that we can't change, no matter how much we wish we could. But here's the thing. Getting angry about them doesn't help. It just makes us feel worse. The Stoics believed that true power comes from recognizing this simple truth. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. When we focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our attitudes, we reclaim our power and stop wasting energy on things we can't change. Let's make this practical. Imagine you're working on a team project, and one of your teammates isn't pulling their weight. It's easy to get frustrated and angry. But what part of the situation can you control? You can't force your teammate to work harder, but you can control your response. Maybe that means having a calm conversation about expectations or finding a way to cover the extra work without letting it stress you out. By focusing on what you can do, you not only reduce your own stress but also find more constructive ways to solve the problem. Another key part of this Stoic principle is accepting that some things are simply beyond our control. This doesn't mean giving up or not caring. It means understanding where our power truly lies. For example, if you're stuck in traffic and you're going to be late, ask yourself, can I control the traffic? No. But what can you control? You can control how you react. Maybe you use the time to listen to a podcast, think through your day, or simply take a few deep breaths to relax. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of the rest, we start to build a stronger, more resilient mindset. Over time, you'll find yourself less affected by life's ups and downs because you know where your responsibilities lie and where they don't. This isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about channeling your energy into what really matters, helping you stay calm and focused, even in difficult situations. 4. Embracing mindfulness to manage anger. Mindfulness is a concept you've probably heard of before. It's often associated with meditation and a sense of calm, but it's much more than that. It's a powerful tool for managing emotions, particularly anger. In simple terms, mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without being overwhelmed by them. It's about observing your experiences without getting caught up in them, which aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings. So why is mindfulness so important when it comes to anger? Because anger, more than many other emotions, can take hold of us before we even realize it. One moment we're fine, and the next, we're fuming over something that, in the grand scheme of things, might not be worth our energy. But with mindfulness, we can create a space between what happens to us and how we react. A moment of pause that can make all the difference. Let's break this down with a practical example. Imagine someone says something that really upsets you. Your first instinct might be to snap back, to defend yourself, or to lash out. But what if, instead, you took a moment to breathe and really notice what you're feeling? You might feel your heart rate increasing, your muscles tensing, your mind racing with angry thoughts. By simply observing these reactions without judgment, you create a space, a moment of choice. In that space, you can decide whether reacting with anger is really the best option. Mindfulness helps us step back and observe our emotions as they arise. It allows us to see our anger not as something that defines us, but as a temporary state that we can choose to engage with or let go of. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them without letting them control you. Now, how can you incorporate mindfulness into your daily life, especially when it comes to managing anger? Here are a few simple techniques. 1. Breathing exercises. One of the easiest ways to practice mindfulness is to focus on your breath. When you start to feel angry, take a moment to breathe deeply and slowly. This helps calm your nervous system and gives you a moment to pause before reacting. Try inhaling deeply through your nose for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 4, and then exhaling slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. Repeat this until you feel more centered. 2. Mindful observation. Choose an ordinary task or moment in your day, like drinking a cup of coffee, taking a walk, or even washing the dishes, and focus all your attention on it. Notice the details, the aroma of the coffee, the sensation of your feet on the ground, the feeling of the water on your hands. This practice of fully engaging with the present moment can help you train your mind to stay focused and calm, even in more challenging situations. 3. Mindful reflection. At the end of the day, take a few minutes to reflect on moments when you felt anger or frustration. What triggered these emotions? How did you respond? How might you have responded differently if you had paused to observe your feelings first? This kind of reflection helps you become more aware of your emotional triggers and gives you a chance to think about how you might handle similar situations in the future. 4. Body scan meditation. This is a technique where you focus on different parts of your body, noticing any tension or discomfort without trying to change it. By simply bringing awareness to these sensations, you can release some of the physical tension that often accompanies anger. Start from the top of your head and move slowly down to your toes, paying attention to how each part of your body feels. The beauty of mindfulness is that it trains your brain to respond differently to stress and anger. Over time, as you practice these techniques, you'll find that you're better able to manage your emotions, staying calm and composed, even in situations that would have once triggered a strong reaction. Mindfulness also aligns with another core Stoic principle, the idea that our emotions are fleeting and impermanent. Nothing lasts forever, not even our feelings of anger. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to experience your emotions fully without getting attached to them. You acknowledge that you're angry, but you also remind yourself that this anger is just a passing state. It doesn't define you, and it doesn't have to control you. This approach to anger is incredibly empowering. It allows you to reclaim your sense of peace and control, even in the face of life's challenges. Instead of being swept away by anger, you can learn to ride the wave, staying steady and calm until it passes. With mindfulness, you're not just managing anger, you're transforming your entire approach to life, cultivating a mindset that's grounded, resilient, and centered in the present moment. 5. Accepting impermanence, a key to inner peace. One of the most profound teachings of Stoicism is the concept of impermanence, the idea that everything in life is temporary. This understanding can be a powerful tool in managing anger and finding inner peace. When we grasp that nothing lasts forever, not our joys, our successes, or our frustrations, we begin to see life in a different light. Think about how often we get upset because things don't go as planned. Maybe it's a missed opportunity, a relationship that didn't work out, or an unexpected change in our routine. Our initial reaction might be to resist these changes, to cling to what we thought should happen. But here's the truth. Life is constantly changing, and so are we. What seems like a big deal today might not even cross our minds a month or a year from now. Stoicism teaches us to embrace this impermanence rather than fight against it. When we truly understand that everything is in a state of flux, we start to realize that our anger and frustration are also temporary. This doesn't mean that our feelings are not important, but it does give us a more balanced perspective on them. Let's dive deeper into this with a practical example. Imagine you didn't get the promotion at work that you were really hoping for. Naturally, you feel disappointed and maybe even angry. But if you take a step back and consider the bigger picture, you might realize that this setback is just one moment in your career, not the defining one. What's more, this disappointment could lead you to new opportunities or push you to develop skills that will make you even more successful in the future. This idea of impermanence also applies to our interactions with others. For instance, if someone says something hurtful, it's easy to hold on to that anger and let it fester. But what if you reminded yourself that this moment of conflict is just that, a moment? It doesn't have to define your relationship or your day. By recognizing that the situation will pass, you can approach it with more patience and understanding, perhaps even finding a way to turn it into a positive experience. Now, how can you start to embrace impermanence in your daily life? Here are some practical steps. 1. Reflect on the transience of life. Take a moment each day to reflect on how things change. This could be as simple as noticing the seasons changing, observing how your feelings shift throughout the day, or thinking about how your relationships have evolved over time. This reflection helps you internalize the idea that nothing is permanent, making it easier to let go of anger and frustration. 2. Practice letting go. The next time something doesn't go your way, try consciously letting go of your expectations. For example, if your plans get cancelled last minute, instead of getting upset, see it as an opportunity to do something else you enjoy. By practicing this regularly, you'll start to build a habit of resilience and flexibility. 3. Use mantras to reinforce impermanence. Sometimes repeating a simple phrase can help shift your mindset. When you feel anger or frustration building up, try reminding yourself, "This too shall pass." This mantra can be a powerful tool to help you stay grounded and not get caught up in the heat of the moment. 4. Focus on the present moment. One of the most effective ways to embrace impermanence is to live fully in the present. When you're focused on the here and now, you're less likely to get stuck in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness practices, like those we discussed earlier, can help you stay present and appreciate each moment for what it is. 5. Embrace change as growth. Instead of fearing change, start viewing it as an opportunity for growth. Every time something changes in your life, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? This shift in perspective not only helps you cope with change, but also makes you more resilient in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. By accepting impermanence, you're not just letting go of anger, you're embracing a way of life that's more peaceful and more in tune with the natural flow of things. You begin to see that everything, even your emotions, is part of a larger process of change. This realization can bring a deep sense of peace, as you no longer feel the need to cling to what's passing, but instead, you can flow with life's currents. In embracing impermanence, you also develop a greater appreciation for the present moment. When you know that nothing lasts forever, you start to cherish the good times more deeply and approach the tough times with a sense of calm and acceptance. This perspective not only helps you manage anger, but also enriches your entire experience of life, allowing you to live more fully and peacefully, no matter what comes your way. 6. Digging deeper into the roots of our emotions. Understanding the root causes of our emotions is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a crucial step in managing anger. Emotions like anger don't just appear out of nowhere. They are triggered by how we perceive and interpret the world around us. By digging deeper into the roots of these emotions, we can start to understand why we react the way we do, and more importantly, how we can change those reactions. Let's consider a simple scenario. Someone interrupts you during a conversation. You might feel a flash of anger. Why did they cut you off? Don't they respect what you're saying? But if you pause and reflect, you might realize that your anger isn't just about the interruption itself. It could be tied to a deeper belief that you're not being heard or valued, or perhaps it touches on an insecurity about your communication skills. This kind of reflection is key. It's not just about identifying that you're angry, it's about understanding why you're angry. When you take the time to explore the underlying beliefs and assumptions that trigger your anger, you gain insight into your emotional world. This understanding allows you to address the real issues, rather than just reacting to surface-level events. One practical way to dig deeper into your emotions is through journaling. When you write down what you're feeling and explore the reasons behind those feelings, you can uncover patterns and triggers that you might not have been fully aware of. For example, you might notice that your anger often arises in situations where you feel powerless, or when someone challenges your authority. Recognizing these patterns can help you prepare for future situations and develop strategies to manage your reactions more effectively. Another effective method is to talk through your feelings with someone you trust, a friend, family member, or mentor. Sometimes verbalizing your thoughts can provide clarity and help you see things from a different perspective. A trusted confidant can also offer valuable feedback, helping you recognize blind spots in your thinking that you might not see on your own. Stoicism teaches that our emotions are closely tied to our judgments. When we experience strong emotions like anger, it's usually because we're making a judgment about a situation that aligns with our beliefs or values. The good news is that judgments can be examined and, if necessary, changed. For example, if you often feel angry when someone doesn't agree with you, it might be because you hold a belief that others must see things your way for your opinion to be valid. By questioning this belief, is it really necessary for others to agree with me? You can start to shift your perspective and reduce the intensity of your emotional reactions. This doesn't mean that you should never feel angry or that anger is inherently bad. On the contrary, anger can be a useful emotion when it highlights something important that needs to be addressed. However, by understanding the roots of your anger, you can ensure that you're responding to situations in a way that aligns with your true values, rather than just reacting impulsively. Here are a few practical steps you can take to start understanding your emotions better. 1. Pause and reflect. When you feel anger rising, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, what exactly am I feeling right now? And why am I feeling this way? Try to identify the specific thoughts or beliefs that are triggering your emotion. 2. Journal regularly. Make a habit of writing down your thoughts and feelings, especially when you experience strong emotions. Over time, you'll begin to see patterns in your reactions, which can help you understand the deeper causes of your anger. 3. Challenge your judgments. When you identify the thoughts or beliefs that trigger your anger, ask yourself if they're really true. Are there other ways to view the situation? Could you be making assumptions that aren't entirely accurate? By challenging your judgments, you can start to change the way you react. 4. Practice empathy. Sometimes our anger comes from a lack of understanding of others' perspectives. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Why might they have acted the way they did? What might they be feeling? Practicing empathy can help reduce anger by fostering a greater sense of connection and understanding. 5. Seek feedback. Don't hesitate to talk to someone you trust about your emotions. They might offer insights or alternative viewpoints that help you see the situation in a new light. Sometimes an outside perspective is all it takes to shift your understanding. By consistently practicing these steps, you'll start to develop a deeper understanding of your emotions. This self-awareness is incredibly powerful. It allows you to respond to situations thoughtfully and deliberately, rather than being swept away by your initial reactions. Over time, as you become more in tune with the roots of your emotions, you'll find that anger becomes less frequent and less intense, and you'll be better equipped to handle whatever life throws your way with calm and composure. In the end, understanding the roots of your emotions isn't just about managing anger. It's about gaining control over your entire emotional landscape. It's about becoming the master of your mind, rather than letting your emotions dictate your actions. This journey of self-discovery and emotional intelligence is one of the most rewarding paths you can take, leading to a life of greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment. 7. The practice of patience. Patience is often seen as a virtue, but in the hustle and bustle of modern life, it can feel like a rare commodity. We live in a world where everything is expected to be fast, instant communication, quick results, and immediate satisfaction. When things don't happen as quickly as we'd like, it's easy to become frustrated and angry. However, patience is not just about waiting, it's about how we wait and what we do with that time. Stoicism teaches us that patience is more than just enduring delays, it's about transforming these moments into opportunities for growth. Imagine a scenario. You're waiting in a long line at the grocery store. The person in front of you is taking forever to check out, and you can feel your frustration building. You're in a hurry, and this delay is throwing off your entire schedule. This is a perfect example of a situation where impatience can easily take over. But what if, instead of letting your anger build, you used this time to practice patience? Patience, according to Stoicism, is about accepting that delays and obstacles are a natural part of life. It's understanding that not everything will go according to our plans, and that's okay. When we shift our perspective from one of frustration to one of acceptance, we reduce our stress and open ourselves up to a more peaceful way of living. One of the first steps in developing patience is adjusting our expectations. Often, our impatience stems from the belief that things should happen quickly or on our timetable. When reality doesn't match these expectations, we become upset. By acknowledging that delays and obstacles are inevitable, we can begin to approach them with a calmer mindset. This doesn't mean lowering our standards or becoming complacent. It means aligning our expectations with the reality that the world doesn't always operate according to our preferences. Let's go back to the grocery store example. Instead of fuming over the slow-moving line, you might take that time to engage in a simple mindfulness exercise. Focus on your breathing, notice the sounds around you, or even take a moment to reflect on your day. By doing this, you turn what could be a frustrating experience into an opportunity to practice patience and mindfulness. Another practical approach to developing patience is to view waiting as an opportunity for reflection or relaxation. If you're stuck in traffic, rather than getting angry, you could use that time to listen to an audiobook, plan out your day, or simply enjoy a few moments of quiet. This shift in perspective turns what might have been a stressful situation into a productive or even enjoyable one. Mindfulness is a powerful ally in cultivating patience. By staying present in the moment and fully engaging with whatever you're doing, you can distance yourself from feelings of urgency and frustration. For instance, if you're in a situation where you have to wait, like at the doctor's office or during a long commute, use that time to practice mindfulness. Focus on your surroundings, pay attention to your thoughts without judgment, and let go of the need for things to happen immediately. This practice helps you cultivate a peaceful state of mind that can buffer you against the stirrings of impatience. Another important aspect of practicing patience is recognizing that our current discomfort or delay is temporary. Stoicism teaches us to remember that this too shall pass. Whether it's waiting for a slow elevator or enduring a long recovery from an illness, understanding that the situation is not permanent can help us endure it more gracefully. This knowledge can bring a sense of calm as we understand that the frustration we're feeling will eventually give way to something else. Celebrating small victories is also crucial in developing patience. When you manage to stay calm during a situation that would normally make you impatient, take a moment to acknowledge and reward yourself for this achievement. This reinforcement encourages the behavior and makes it more likely to become a habit. For example, if you get through a long wait without getting frustrated, recognize that as a success. Over time, these small victories build up, leading to a more patient and peaceful mindset. Lastly, it's important to remember that practicing patience is a journey. There will be times when you feel frustrated or lose your patience. That's normal and part of being human. What matters is that you recognize these moments, learn from them, and continue to strive for improvement. Each time you practice patience, you're not just enduring a delay, you're actively transforming your response to life's challenges. In the end, patience is not just about waiting for something to happen. It's about how you choose to spend that time, how you respond to the delays and obstacles that inevitably arise. By embracing patience, you cultivate a mindset that is resilient, calm, and focused. You learn to flow with life's rhythms rather than fight against them, leading to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. This practice of patience, grounded in Stoic philosophy, is a powerful tool for managing anger and creating a life of greater harmony and balance. 8. Forgiveness as a path to freedom. Forgiveness is a word that carries a lot of weight. It's often misunderstood as simply letting someone off the hook or forgetting about the wrongs they've done. But in the Stoic sense, forgiveness is much deeper and more powerful than that. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burdens that come from holding on to anger, resentment, and grudges. Forgiveness, in this context, isn't just about the other person. It's about you, your peace of mind, and your emotional well-being. Let's face it, holding on to anger can feel justified, especially when someone has wronged you in a significant way. It's natural to feel hurt, betrayed, or disrespected. However, what we often don't realize is that by clinging to these negative emotions, we're the ones who suffer the most. Anger and resentment can consume our thoughts, drain our energy, and even affect our physical health. They become heavy weights that we carry around, affecting our outlook on life and our interactions with others. Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is not about condoning bad behavior or excusing harm done to us. Instead, it's about reclaiming our inner peace. When we forgive, we're making a conscious decision to release the hold that anger has over us. This doesn't mean that the wrongs done to us are forgotten or that we're allowing ourselves to be mistreated. It simply means that we're choosing not to let those wrongs define our present and future. Consider this. When you hold on to anger, you're allowing the person who wronged you to continue having power over your emotions. By forgiving, you take back that power. You decide that your peace of mind is more important than holding on to negative feelings. Forgiveness, then, is an act of self-empowerment. It's about saying, I will not let this situation control my emotions any longer. But how do we practice forgiveness, especially when the hurt runs deep? Here are some steps grounded in Stoic philosophy that can help. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. The first step towards forgiveness is acknowledging your feelings. It's okay to feel hurt, angry, or betrayed. These emotions are natural responses to being wronged. However, it's important not to get stuck in these feelings. Recognize them, allow yourself to experience them, and then decide how you want to move forward. 2. Reflect on human fallibility. Stoicism reminds us that everyone makes mistakes, ourselves included. People often act out of ignorance, fear, or their own unresolved issues. By reflecting on our own imperfections and the times we've hurt others, intentionally or unintentionally, we can develop a sense of empathy. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but it helps us understand that others are also flawed human beings. 3. Reframe the situation. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim, try to reframe the situation. What lessons can you learn from this experience? How has it helped you grow stronger or more resilient? By shifting your perspective, you can move from feeling powerless to feeling empowered. This reframing is a powerful way to transform a negative experience into something that contributes to your personal growth. 4. Focus on the present and future. Holding on to anger keeps you tied to the past. Forgiveness allows you to live more fully in the present and look forward to the future. Ask yourself, how does holding on to this anger serve you? What might your life look like if you were able to let go and move forward? By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts and actions, you can begin to create a more positive and peaceful future for yourself. 5. Engage in a forgiveness ritual. Sometimes a physical act can help solidify your commitment to forgiveness. This could be writing a letter to the person who wronged you, whether or not you send it, symbolically releasing your anger by tearing up the letter, or even lighting a candle and meditating on your intention to let go. These rituals can provide a sense of closure and help you mentally and emotionally release the burden you've been carrying. 6. Practice compassionate self-talk. Forgiveness is a process, and it might not happen overnight. Be gentle with yourself as you work through your emotions. Remind yourself that forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, not to the person who hurt you. It's about your peace and well-being. If you find yourself struggling, practice compassionate self-talk. Tell yourself, I'm doing this for me. I deserve to be free from this anger. 7. Set boundaries if needed. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to let them back into your life or allow them to continue hurting you. It's perfectly okay to set boundaries that protect your emotional and physical well-being. Forgiveness is about releasing the emotional grip of the past, not about forgetting or ignoring the lessons you've learned. As you practice forgiveness, remember that it's a journey, not a destination. Some wounds take time to heal, and that's okay. What matters is that you're moving in the direction of healing and peace. Each step you take towards forgiveness is a step towards reclaiming your power and living a life that's not defined by anger or resentment. In the end, forgiveness is one of the most liberating things you can do for yourself. It frees you from the past, allows you to move forward with a lighter heart, and helps you cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace. By practicing forgiveness, you're not just letting go of anger, you're embracing a life of greater freedom, resilience, and emotional strength. 9. The essential skill of self-control. Self-control is one of the most valuable skills you can develop, and it's at the heart of Stoic philosophy. It's the ability to manage your impulses, emotions, and behaviors in a way that aligns with your long-term goals and values. In the context of managing anger, self-control is what allows you to pause before reacting, giving you the time and space to choose a response that's thoughtful rather than impulsive. We've all been in situations where our emotions have gotten the better of us. Maybe it was a heated argument where we said things we didn't mean, or a stressful moment when we acted out of frustration. These moments of losing control can have lasting consequences, not only damaging relationships, but also leaving us with feelings of regret. Stoicism teaches that self-control isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's about understanding your emotions and then deciding how to respond to them. When you practice self-control, you're not denying your anger. You're choosing not to let it control you. This shift in perspective is incredibly empowering because it puts you back in the driver's seat of your life. Let's explore how you can strengthen your self-control, particularly in moments when anger threatens to take over. 1. Pause and breathe. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to practice self-control is to pause and take a deep breath when you feel anger rising. This momentary pause can prevent you from reacting impulsively. By focusing on your breath, you give yourself a few seconds to calm down and think more clearly. This small act can make a big difference in how you handle the situation. 2. Reflect on the consequences. Before you react, take a moment to consider the potential consequences of your actions. How will your response affect your relationships, your reputation, and your own sense of peace? This kind of reflection can help you see that a hasty reaction might not be worth the long-term fallout. By thinking ahead, you're more likely to choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. 3. Set personal rules. Establishing personal guidelines for behavior can help you exercise self-control more consistently. For example, you might set a rule for yourself not to engage in arguments over text messages or to always take a few minutes to cool down before responding to a provocative email. These rules serve as a framework that guides your actions, helping you stay aligned with your long-term goals rather than getting swept up in the heat of the moment. 4. Visualization. Before entering situations where you know you might be tempted to lose control, take a moment to visualize yourself handling the situation with calm and restraint. Imagine the satisfaction you'll feel from staying composed and the positive outcomes that will result from your self-control. Visualization can be a powerful tool to prepare your mind for the challenges ahead and reinforce your commitment to maintaining control. 5. Gradually increase your tolerance for discomfort. Self-control often involves tolerating discomfort, whether it's the discomfort of not responding to a provocation or resisting the urge to act impulsively. By gradually exposing yourself to small challenges like fasting, taking cold showers, or waiting longer for a reward, you can build your tolerance for discomfort. This practice strengthens your willpower and prepares you to handle more significant challenges with greater ease. 6. Reflect on past experiences. Take time to reflect on past experiences where you either succeeded or failed in exercising self-control. What triggered your reaction? What could you have done differently? Learning from these experiences can help you identify your triggers and develop strategies for managing them in the future. This kind of reflection is essential for personal growth and improving your ability to control your responses. 7. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness, as we discussed earlier, is a powerful tool for managing emotions. By staying present and fully aware of your thoughts and feelings, You can catch yourself before your emotions spiral out of control. Mindfulness helps you create a space between your emotions and your actions, giving you the opportunity to choose a response that's thoughtful rather than reactive. 8. Celebrate your successes. Every time you exercise self-control, no matter how small the victory, take a moment to acknowledge it. Celebrating these successes reinforces the behavior and makes it more likely that you'll continue to practice self-control in the future. Over time, these small victories add up, leading to significant improvements in your ability to manage your emotions. Self-control is not about being perfect or never feeling angry. It's about developing the ability to pause, reflect, and choose how to respond in a way that aligns with your values and long-term goals. It's a skill that takes time to develop, but with consistent practice, it becomes a powerful tool for managing your emotions and living a more intentional, fulfilling life. In moments of anger, self-control allows you to maintain your integrity and protect your relationships. It helps you navigate challenges with grace and resilience, ensuring that you're acting in your best interest rather than being driven by fleeting emotions. By mastering self-control, you're not just managing anger, you're taking control of your life, making choices that lead to greater peace, harmony, and personal growth. Remember, self-control is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you falter, but each step you take towards greater self-control is a step towards becoming the person you want to be. Embrace this journey with patience and compassion for yourself, knowing that every effort you make brings you closer to a life of greater balance and peace. 10. A journey of continuous improvement. As we come to the end of this journey, it's important to remember that mastering your emotions, particularly anger, is not about achieving a state of perfection. It's about continuous improvement, making small, consistent efforts every day to respond to life's challenges with more calm, control, and wisdom. The teachings of Stoicism provide a powerful framework for this journey, but like any worthwhile pursuit, it requires practice, patience, and perseverance. Let's reflect on the key lessons we've explored. 1. Recognizing the everyday battle. We all face moments that test our patience and trigger our anger, but these moments are opportunities in disguise, chances to practice self-control, patience, and resilience. By shifting our perspective, we can turn everyday frustrations into stepping stones for personal growth. 2. Understanding anger. Anger is a natural emotion, but it doesn't have to control us. By understanding that our anger often stems from how we interpret events, rather than the events themselves, we can start to change our reactions. This awareness is the first step towards mastering our emotions. 3. The power of control and letting go. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we reclaim our power and reduce unnecessary stress. Letting go of the need to control the uncontrollable is a liberating practice that leads to greater peace of mind. 4. Embracing mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to be present, to observe our emotions without being overwhelmed by them. By practicing mindfulness, we create a space between stimulus and response, allowing us to choose how we want to react. This practice is key to managing anger and cultivating a more peaceful life. 5. Accepting impermanence. Everything in life is temporary, including our emotions. By embracing the impermanence of our experiences, we learn to let go of anger and frustration more easily. This perspective helps us live more fully in the present and reduces our attachment to things we can't control. 6. Understanding the roots of our emotions. To truly manage our emotions, we need to understand where they come from. By digging deeper into the roots of our anger, we can address the underlying beliefs and triggers that cause it. This understanding allows us to respond in ways that align with our values, rather than reacting impulsively. 7. The practice of patience. Patience is more than just waiting. It's about how we wait and what we do with that time. By practicing patience, we learn to endure life's delays and challenges with grace, turning frustrating moments into opportunities for reflection and growth. 8. Forgiveness as a path to freedom. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. It's not about excusing bad behavior, but about reclaiming your peace of mind. By practicing forgiveness, you release the hold that past wrongs have on you, allowing you to move forward with a lighter heart. 9. The essential skill of self-control. Self-control is the ability to manage your impulses and emotions in a way that aligns with your long-term goals. It's about choosing thoughtful responses over impulsive reactions. By strengthening your self-control, you gain greater mastery over your life, ensuring that your actions are guided by wisdom rather than emotion. Now, as you continue on your journey, it's important to remember that these practices are not one-time solutions, but ongoing processes. Each day presents new challenges and opportunities to apply what you've learned. Some days will be easier than others, and there will be times when you slip up. That's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, learning from your experiences, and striving to improve. Here are a few tips to help you stay on track. 1. Daily reflection. Set aside a few minutes each day to reflect on how you handled the challenges you faced. What went well? What could you have done differently? This practice of self-reflection helps you learn from your experiences and prepare for future situations. 2. Set intentions. Start your day by setting an intention for how you want to respond to life's challenges. Whether it's practicing patience, staying mindful, or exercising self-control, having a clear intention can help guide your actions throughout the day. 3. Celebrate small wins. Every time you successfully manage your emotions, take a moment to acknowledge it. Celebrating these small victories reinforces positive behavior and motivates you to keep going. 4. Seek support. Don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family, or mentors for support. Discussing your experiences with others can provide new insights and help you stay committed to your goals. 5. Be compassionate with yourself. Remember that personal growth is a journey, not a destination. Be kind to yourself, especially on the days when things don't go as planned. Every step you take towards greater emotional mastery is a step in the right direction. Finally, here's that bonus tip we promised at the beginning of the video. Bonus tip: the power of a daily Stoic practice. Consider starting each day with a short Stoic practice. This could be as simple as reading a quote from a Stoic philosopher, reflecting on its meaning, and thinking about how you can apply it to your day. This daily ritual can serve as a reminder of the principles you're striving to embody and help set a positive tone for the day ahead. One powerful exercise is called the Morning Reflection and Evening Review, inspired by Marcus Aurelius. In the morning, take a few moments to think about the day ahead. What challenges might you face? How do you want to respond to them? In the evening, reflect on how you did. Were there moments when you succeeded in staying calm and composed? Where could you improve? This practice helps you stay focused on your growth and keeps the teachings of Stoicism at the forefront of your mind. By integrating this daily practice into your routine, you'll find that over time, managing anger and other emotions becomes second nature. You'll develop a deeper sense of inner peace, resilience, and clarity, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with greater confidence and grace. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the principles of Stoicism and emotional mastery. Remember, every step you take towards mastering your emotions is a step towards a more peaceful and fulfilling life. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue exploring these transformative ideas together. And as always, stay patient, stay mindful, and keep striving for that inner peace that Stoicism can bring.